All right, welcome. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. Welcome, everybody. Today is Sunday. I hope everybody's having a beautiful, safe, and healthy Sunday. So we have a lot to get into. Obviously, Patrick J is not here, so we will not be doing picks 22 to 32 today of the 2021 NFL mock draft that we would have been doing. But we will pick that up a little bit later. I obviously did not want to continue that segment without him, just because I felt like it would have been disrespectful to the awesome contributions that he's already made up to this point. And so that is just something that I did not want to go ahead and continue without him. So we will be able to pick that up later in the week at some point, and I look forward to that. That will be exciting. But we do have stuff to get to. So there was a report that came out. Jason Kelce is most likely to be traded or released before the March deadline for the bonuses to kick in. So just to touch on this a little bit, it's going to be a big deal. There's going to be a lot of turnover. Now, my hope is this. My hope is that Jason Kelce is going to be kind of one of those last resort releases or trades, just because, he is a leader. He is the leader of this team, and obviously for this time of transition that we know that we're going through, that Jeffrey Lurie so graciously put it. He's one of those guys that we definitely need during this time, and so it's going to be one of those things where if he goes, he is going to be severely missed. Losing a guy like Jason Kelce, if he does end up going, that's going to be a tough blow. Who's going to replace him? Nate Herbig? Jack Driscoll? We don't know. AJ Styles in the house. Hi, AJ. How's it going, man? Happy Sunday, buddy. Happy Sunday. Hopefully Jason Kelce is going to be one of those last resort release or cuts or trades or whatever, because we definitely don't want to see him go. But there is going to be a lot of turnover for this team before that March deadline. There's quite a few contracts that are similar to that, where their bonuses do kick in for that March deadline, and so we're going to see a lot of guys so much so that way. Javon Hargrave's contract, his cap hit boosts a ton for this next season, so I wonder how they're going to get out of that. I don't think that they got enough out of him to be able to consider him a worthy of the contract that they gave him. So I wonder if they're going to keep him around. We obviously know that Malik Jackson's going to go. We know that Alshon Jeffrey's going to go. And it's a great conversation that Patrick and I brought up the other day. Is Alshon Jeffrey's going to be gone? Deshaun Jackson's already gone. There's quite a few guys, and Marquise Goodwin did only sign a 1-year deal. He's going to be gone. So we stand corrected on that. He only signed a 1-year deal. He is a free agent, so he's going to be gone as well. They're not going to bring Marquise Goodwin back. So that conversation is Neil and Void. So that's 3 wide receivers that are getting cut out the door, which validates that pick 6 even more for a Devontae Smith or a Jamar Chase. And it really puts a lot of pressure on the development of a Greg Ward. It puts a lot of pressure on the development of a Travis Fulgham, of a John Hightower, a Quez Watkins, of a Jalen Reagor. These guys, their development is going to be essential. It's going to be essential. Here's the thing, and here's one of the things that I wanted to bring up as well. AJ, you can comment on this if you want to. They're in full reboot mode. Honestly, if they let go of Jason Kelce, it's going to be hard to kind of predict what they're going to do next. Nate Sudfeld. AJ says Nate Sudfeld. Yeah, I will honestly, AJ, that's a good point that you bring up, and I touched on that before a little bit, but I think they're going to bring Nate Sudfeld back just to compete in camp, but I honestly think it's going to be like a 3rd, 4th string competition. I think they're going to bring in 2 quarterbacks, and then they're going to bring in 1 in free agency, and I think they're going to bring in 1 to draft. Then they're going to draft 1. That's been the report. Adam Kaplan touched on that a little bit. And I think that is the plan that they have, to draft the quarterback and to sign one in free agency as well. So things are not looking too good for Nate Sudfeld. So I mean, I think he's going to be a camp body pretty much, and he will not be on the team when it comes to day one of the NFL season. That's what I believe when it comes to Nate Sudfeld. But we're definitely going to see a lot of turnover. And the thing is, what's the timeline on the Zach Ertz thing? Is Zach Ertz thing, is it actually imminent? It's gotten kind of quiet. The last thing I think I heard was the Chargers got involved with some interest, and so if the Chargers got involved, that might not be a bad play there. There's been quite a few reports that I've read, quite a few people that I've listened to and talked to about this is a lot of people aren't really shooting high for Zach Ertz, and valuing him pretty high. The safe compensation for a Zach Ertz type trade would be a 4th round pick. So whether it's the Seahawks, whether it's the Chargers, whether it's the Colts, 4th round pick is probably what we'll be getting back for Zach Ertz, because his cap hit is going to be high too. You know what I mean? His cap hit is going to be high too. So that's another thing to go along with that. And it's not like he's slowing down, but there are guys that people can find, and that's kind of like that's kind of the word around the street is we don't want to pay a high price for a guy who is 30, and isn't the Travis Kelce's of the world, or the Darren Wallers of the world, or the Austin Hoopers of the world. Like, they just don't want to. Like, if he was one of those guys, it would be a different story. Zach Ertz is not one of those guys. Those guys are all yards after catch guys, and he was just never one of those guys. So that being said, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Deshaun Jackson was released. We didn't really get to touch on that much, just because Patrick and I spent a lot of time doing the draft, the mock draft. AJ, let me know how you feel about Deshaun Jackson being gone. I know that he wasn't here very much, didn't get a lot of playing time due to injury. It's a shame, because I was really excited when they brought him back. But let me know how you feel. What are your personal feelings about D-Jax being gone again? And are you gonna miss him? What's your take? Let me know. I'll let you know mine. Mine is I'm upset. I think I expected more out of D-Jax coming back. I expected it to be a more explosive reunion for Deshaun Jackson coming back to Philadelphia. And the times that he was on the field, it was exactly that. It was definitely explosive. So let me go ahead and but with that said, I just wish he got some more playing time, and wish he could have stayed healthy. And AJ says, do you think Kyle Pitts can go to Philly and Kyle Trask? You and I have talked about this a little bit before. I do. I think that's certainly a possibility. Honestly, AJ, the way that it looks right now, is Kyle Pitts is, or not Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Trask is probably going to fall to the 2nd round. My only thing is we have so many other needs that need to be addressed with our 2nd round pick, that I don't think it's I don't think it's a wise decision to go after Kyle Trask with our 37th pick in the draft. Yeah, I think depending on how the board plays out, I think we need to go cornerback with our 37th pick. I think they very could well go Kyle Pitts at pick 6. I think they could go Devontae Smith at pick 6. I think they could go Jamar Chase at pick 6. I think they could go, I honestly think that those are going to be the options. They could go cornerback. They could go Patrick Surtain. They could go Caleb Farley, but I honestly think they're going to get an offensive playmaker for Jalen Hurts. But then again, we never know. It depends on how the board plays out. But I think if they do go offensive playmaker in the 1st round, it should be a defensive player. It should be a defensive player with the 37th pick overall for us. And I'm honestly hoping it's Asante Samuel Jr., to be completely honest with you. But we'll just have to see. Or maybe an edge rusher like Joseph Asai or Jason Away out of Penn State. Like I like those guys. I would absolutely love to have. And once Patrick J finish our mock draft, I plan to do 10 to 15 prospects of each position so that you guys and me too can be well informed when it comes to just the diverse options that we do have. You miss who? You miss Patrick J? Or you miss Asante Samuel? If you miss Patrick J, I'll have to let him know, and he'll probably like that. Let me know. If it's Asante Samuel, I miss Asante Samuel as well. Asante Samuel was phenomenal. But yeah, his son is going to be in the draft, and he's just almost as good as his father. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be one of those ones where he could go in the late first, but he definitely could fall to us at 37. So, but yeah, no, there's gonna be plenty of guys, and so I want to make sure that we're well informed on all the options that we do have, so we don't feel pressured if we miss out on a couple of the guys. So with the 6th pick, we'll even talk about that. We'll talk about the Jamar Chase, we'll talk about the Devontae Smiths, we'll talk about the Kyle Pitts, Penei Wells, and the 2nd pick, we'll do the 37th pick, we'll do the same exact thing. I'll go through each round. So it's going to be an exciting time. I love this time of year, AJ. Honestly, I love this time of year. I love doing this research. It's my favorite time of year. And it's exciting for me. So I absolutely enjoy this stuff. You know what I mean? So welcome, whoever just joined. Welcome. Happy Sunday. Leave your comments in your chat and your questions in the comment box below. Please do, so we can get to talking. Unfortunately, because you did just join, I know that Patrick J and I were planning on doing picks 22 to 32 today, but he could not make it today, so we will continue that later on in the week. So I do want to talk about this though. So there was another report that came out, and obviously this shouldn't be news to us at all. But the fact that it did come out, it could have been leaked by the Philadelphia front office. It could have been, and that's why I want to bring it up. I think it's important to talk about. Jalen Hurts is not guaranteed to start, which means it makes it that much more valid that they might just address the quarterback position early in the draft. Deshaun Jackson. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, and I miss him too. I didn't want him to leave. I thought that they could possibly restructure his contract. Maybe they tried, and he just decided not to. But we'll never know. I guess. But yep, his second stint in Philadelphia is over, and there's going to be more shoes to drop. There's definitely going to be more shoes to drop. So, but I'm not too worried about it. Here's the thing with these guys that are leaving. There's going to be a new installation of youth coming in. That is the word around the street in the franchise, according to Adam Kaplan. They're really focused on bringing in youth. It's all about youth. So that is the game plan for this franchise moving forward. Youth. The only issue with this is that Howie Roseman needs to hit. He needs to hit on these draft picks. He has no time. to fail. But that's the other beautiful thing about it, too. For those of us who do not like Howie Roseman, if he fails this year, guys, I don't know where Jeffrey Lurie goes from here. I really don't. If he fails this year, I cannot defend Jeffrey Lurie defending Howie Roseman anymore. I just can't. He needs to hit on his first round pick. He needs to hit on his second, his third, and we can just start there. But he needs to hit. Missing on Andre Dillard is not okay. Missing on Jalen Reagor is not okay. And that is considered a miss because he was not a first round contributor. He just was not. So he's got to hit. He's got to hit. And yeah, I wish Deshaun Jackson could have stayed a bit longer. But we will just have to see. I wonder if moving back to the Zach Ertz thing. I wonder if it were a player for player, what we could get from the Chargers if he were traded to the Chargers. That would be a phenomenal thing. My thing is this: I thought about this last night. If the Colts are still interested in Zach Ertz, they have free safety Julian Blackmon. He's a pretty good young safety. Obviously ties to Jonathan Gannon. Why not try and make a trade for Julian Blackmon? I would love that. Zach Ertz to the Colts for Julian Blackmon, player for player. Boom, 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 bada boom, big bada boom. You know what I mean? It's that simple. Just start adding some youths. But hey, that's pretty much all I wanted to come on here and say. AJ Styles, thank you so much for jumping on here, my man. It was great to talk to you. I will be back on later. I have a few more things that I need to do, but I will be back on later before the end of the night. And but thank you so much. It was great talking to you. It's always great talking to you. Stay safe, stay healthy. This is DB Talking Now, DB Talking Birds, DB Talking Philadelphia Eagles. One love, AJ. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy Sunday, my man. Go Birds, baby.